A brand new REANIMAL trailer was dropped on us at the THQ Nordic Showcase, and while a general release date also came along with that, it wasn't the only surprise. Q1 of 2026 is when we'll see Tarsiers' new baby finally in our hands, and that means January, February, or March. But I want to dive a little deeper with you into the clips that they showed us, as well as the collector's edition that they showed us that has a couple little secrets too. The trailer, which is interestingly titled, "What Happens After the Flood?", begins with the eerie ringing of a bell and water lapping on a boat. A flood. Okay, well that points me to believe that this world in REANIMAL was once like ours, but now it has a little bit more than water. And maybe this game begins at the start of this newly flooded world, because as the video fades from black, we see the orphaned brother searching the surrounding water next to a sea buoy ringing out. He switches sides and finally sees what he's searching for: his sister. He forces her into the small boat, her body limp. So yeah, hopefully this is at the beginning and not the end. The scene changes dramatically to the back of our awfully disgusting lamb friend. If there was one thing this trailer showed well, it's that the sound design is absolutely amazing. The spider lamb is chowing down on something we can't quite see yet, but I bet we could guess. There are bodies littering the surrounding area, which seems to be a local neighborhood street with dilapidated apartment balconies on either side. These bodies are soldiers. They are all wearing an old World War I helmet called a Brodie helmet, a steel helmet made in 1917 that was worn by British and US troops. Then the trailer starts to pick up the pace. We see the orphans turning a large hatch in some kind of industrial setting, and then presumably climbing down into it, possibly a bunker. If you haven't caught on yet, there seems to be a lot of notions pointing toward war in this trailer. When the orphans seemingly climb out of another hole, we see one of the humans closing a metal garage door. But if we look closer, behind him hang some of those same skin suits we first saw slithering toward us in the woods in the last trailer. There's even one on the ground that the door closes on. So are these skin suits even worth anything if they're so carelessly thrown to the ground and hung up in a junky place like this? The lights go out when the door finally closes, and when the lights are flipped back on by the orphan boy, the scene has changed. You're in a long, dusty, wooden plank hallway, and the lights cause some humanoid childlike creatures to scurry like cockroaches in every direction on all fours. These kids seem to be made out of ash or sand, because we flip to a battle scene where one is getting the dust beat out of him with a metal pipe. We will definitely be getting combat in this game. We'll also have what seems to be a lot of boat navigation in REANIMAL as well. We're shown sailing through an old flooded supermarket next. The shelves are relatively stocked, and the orphan girl leads the way with a bright lantern. Up until now in this trailer, we've really only seen the orphan boy and girl, but a barely lit bus stop shows 4 kids taking a well-deserved rest under a flickering light. The world must still be functioning on some level because there's a bus schedule, right? You don't get to sit for too long because right after, we're thrown into another boat ride motoring toward a partially sunken battleship. Another piece of wartime lore for this story. I'm beginning to think this world isn't unsafe just because these animal creatures. When we cut again, you're in a flooded laundromat. And this gives us a little bit more insight into those skin suits, unfortunately. The man who closed the garage door earlier, and who I'm presuming is the man chasing after us on top of the tables in the previous trailer, is washing his skin suits here. Some of the washers are loaded and working, and you can see feet and faces stuffed into the rotating washer. You know, there's a lot of things I don't like, but I specifically don't like that he feels the need to look clean in his skin suits. He turns in a really gross way after and backbends his way toward us, and the scene cuts to us running the opposite way outside the cinema. Something I want to applaud in this trailer is how well it shows the camera angles that are being used. This isn't just like Little Nightmares where it's 2.5D. We will see multiple angles of the same location, and I'm excited to see that in real time. After boating through a tight fissure between two walls, running from those slithering skin suits in the forest, sliding down a mountain of potatoes from that hairy beast, and narrowly avoiding those bloated guys crawling out of a school bus in a flooded tunnel, we see a really brutal scene of someone being flung from the back of a moving van. It's kinda gross, but it's an amazing animation nevertheless. Then, a scene that gave me chills when I really took a look at it. An overgrown lamb scraping its way out of a doorway of a building as we run toward the camera to get away from it. The scene is full of red light, the presence of the Potato Man we'll discuss later, and more of those soldiers, either already long gone or crawling with their last ounce of energy to get away too. So my question is the war going on between the animals and the humans? It seems that way because we slam back to that shot of the spider lamb eating something, which is, you guessed it, a soldier. And the most telling and exciting shot is at the end title screen. The first shot we ever saw from REANIMAL, the two orphans sitting in the rowboat facing a huge wall. But this time, there are lights flashing over the top just out of sight. Then, when the sound effects die down and we're left with the two silently sitting there, the flashing lights are accompanied by the sounds of bombs going off. REANIMAL is a war story. Now, after this trailer was shown, we got confirmation that a leaked collector's edition was indeed true. We get the name of our bucket-wearing friend, Bucket. He naturally has a bowl of potatoes, and similar in scale, a pig statue. I'm not sure if it's just because they're the statues in this set, but it makes me think they're tied in story together too. Maybe Bucket is feeding the pig potatoes. Maybe the animals are all trying to just get by on these potatoes. I mean, we slide down a whole horde of them when we're trying to escape that hairy bug creature. We get an art book, some stickers, a keychain, and a really cool map. It's titled Unreliable Memories, and it shows some clues as to where some of these things we've seen will happen. Calling it Unreliable Memories is interesting though. Can they not rely or depend on their memories in this world? Why not? What's causing that? And to wrap it all up, we got confirmation that there will be DLC as well, so the whole package is really just there right in front of us. I just wanted to cover all that stuff that was thrown at us, whether it was blatant or secret. REANIMAL looks rich in lore and detail, and I just have a good feeling about it. But what do you think? Is REANIMAL a war story? Who is Bucket? Thank you for watching my video. Go give the channel a little subscribe, like the video. I have a Discord if you want to join the community. It's linked down below, and I will see you next time. Peace.